What's up everybody, I'm Strykar. If you don't know me, feel free to subscribe while you're here. If you do know me, well, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you how I like to do my feed-in braids on yourself. So I know that there is a ton of videos out on the internet, of course, on how to do feed-in braids. And when I first had this idea, I thought that I would get like a model, like one of my friends, to sit down and then I could do a video on how I do feed-in braids on other people. But then I thought I might as well do a video on how you could do it on yourself, just because I know it's like almost festival season. So in case you want to do something cool, a little bit different to your hair, especially if you have shorter hair, this is an awesome way to kind of add some length that is hidden in a way and not permanent whatsoever. It's also a really fun way to add some color to your hair. So for today, for my feed-in braids, I'm gonna go ahead and use blonde. Now, the blonde hair that I have is actually from like a couple years ago. I actually got the jumbo braid, like the hair. You know, I got like the fake hair a couple years ago because I was gonna do like faux dreads on my boyfriend, but they actually didn't turn out because of the type of hair that I bought, so we're just gonna use it today. I have the Sassy Collection jumbo braid, and this is in the shade 613. It's pretty stinking long. It does not say the length on here, unfortunately, but compared to my head, it comes down to my waist, so it's pretty stinking long. Now, of course, the best thing with this is that you can cut it because it's not your own hair. I'm pretty much just gonna show you how to make it work. If you wanna see how I do my feed-in braids, then just keep on watching. You just want to make sure that you have no knots in it and that you can easily run your fingers through. Now with my hair, I just got out of the shower, so I did leave in a little bit of extra conditioner just so that it's super soft, and that way this style will be a little bit less damaging because of the amount of like conditioning stuff that I have in my hair. So my hair is like fully combed through. I mean, I haven't done much with it yet today, but yeah, it's soft, it's good, it's ready to go. So I am going to go ahead and part my hair straight down the middle. That's just my preference. You really do want to make sure that your part is as straight as possible. It just really helps the braids look a lot neater, sleeker. It'll make them look like you got them done. I'm actually just going to go ahead and take this side of my hair and put it out of the way. So the most important reason why you use braiding hair is because it comes with a hook. Now I just wanted to quickly explain this for the people that aren't very familiar with like braiding hair or extension hair or, you know, anything of that sort. So the braiding hair, yeah, just has like this easy little loop, and then that's how you're gonna add it in. This, of course, is way too thick and way too much for my hair. Now, whenever you're doing braids on yourself, you really have to think about every single factor that there could ever possibly be. With my hair, I know it's thinner. I know that it's thinner at the top. I know that this side is thinner than my left side. So I just really have to make sure that I work with it to make these braids look natural and good in general. So I'm gonna start off sectioning this hair. Now whenever I'm doing it on a client or like a guest of some sort, I usually just take a clothing hanger and then like take pieces of it, you know, and like lay them across the clothing hanger so I could just pull it straight off and then operate that way. But because it's on myself, I feel like a hanger is just a lot of work because I'm not gonna have two hands, and like, I don't know, because it's on yourself, you just have to have a little bit more control than seeing it from a third person perspective. So I'm just gonna start taking little sections from here, and now I'm just going to start very small. So this is going to be my first section. Now if you have thicker hair, of course, make these thicker, but I can't make mine too big because I don't have that much hair. Now product, of course, is very optional. I'm just going to go ahead and put product in because I have a lot of flyaways. For my products, I am going to go ahead and use my Paul Mitchell Fast Form. This is just a favorite. It does have the tendency to flake, so I'm not going to use too much of this. I'm actually going to use it later to control and like swoop my baby hairs away. And then this is my Suave Max Hold Volumizing Mousse. And I don't even know when I bought this or how I have it because I don't buy Suave, but you really want to make sure that your hair doesn't get too crispy, because if your hair gets too crispy, it's going to be way too hard to braid. Mousse myself up. I'm going to go ahead around my hairline. I'm just gonna go ahead and smooth this side because I have a little bit too much on my hand. So in this tutorial, I'm not necessarily gonna teach you how to Dutch braid. I'm just going to show you how to work in the extra hair. So yeah, if you are unfamiliar with Dutch braiding, then maybe you wanna check out a video before that. But if you think you can grasp it all, then just keep on watching. So now that we have our mousse in, our top is nice and sleek. I'm gonna start with a very front section here. I'm gonna go ahead and split this section into two. Got my braiding hair, I'm gonna flip it back. Okay, now I'm holding one section of this braiding hair with one half of that, and then I'm gonna use this other part of the braiding hair to start my braid. That's my third section. And I feel like using blonde and starting small makes it look like I have some highlights. You'll see as I go like farther down my braid. Now, some people do count their loops, like how many times they braided that piece down before they add another section. But I'm just gonna go ahead and add another piece of braiding hair here so we start to thicken up a little bit more and get a little bit more blonde in there. So, make sure your sections are even and nice and neat so that you don't get confused. And now we'll grab some more. I'm gonna fling it back, up and over, so that your horseshoe is in the middle. You wanna make sure that you have one of those pieces, and then just continue to braid. I'm gonna grab that section and bring it in. And I think you'll be able to see just a bit better whenever I get towards the back, so just stay tuned. I'm trying my hardest to let you guys see. It's just hard with like my hand placement. And then you just wanna make sure you're keeping up on your smaller sections. Okay, and now to me, it is time to add some more braiding hair. Next section, same thing as before, flip it back, make sure that you have the horseshoe over top of your hand placement. Now you just want to make sure you grab at least one side of that braiding hair, and then whenever you flip, you're going to go ahead and grab that. And then just keep that braid going. Adding another section, flip it over. Now make sure that you have your hand on one side. When you reach around, grab it. Now I'm gonna add the thickest section down at the back, like the nape of my neck. Cosmetology terms there. Grab one side and make sure you grab the other. And you're gonna have a lot of fallout hair. I don't know if you can see it with like the light, but there is so much extra braiding hair like falling out. So that's also why you wanna make sure that you have enough sections laid out. And then by the time you get to the bottom, it's just a regular braid. And another thing that I've tried to teach myself, because I'm so big on braids, I almost want to be a braid specialist when I get out of school, but like down here, you want to make sure you stay as tight to the neck as possible. That's how it looks like a real nice like cornrow. Now you want to just make sure you stay consistent. You know, size of the braid and all that, you don't want it to change up too much, but I do like mine to get tighter towards the bottom. Now it's gonna get to a point where your hair is no more, so that's where I like to add a little bit of gel. Taking my fast form, I'm just gonna squeeze it straight on there because I don't have an extra hand. So you just want it evenly on each piece, and then you'll kind of just like braid it through, so you don't really have to worry about like evenly dispersing it. So now that I've gotten to the longest that I personally want to have my braid today, I'm gonna go ahead and take a little rubber band that just fell on my floor and I'm gonna tie off my braid. So most of the time I do just kind of like burn off the whole end instead of cutting it so that it just like is a nice chop. But this hair just kind of like lit a little bit differently, so I'm just gonna go ahead and cut it. Now, being a hairdresser and not using hair cutting shears is a big pet peeve of mine. I am using craft scissors or whatever you want to call them to cut my hair right now. But for false hair, if you do have cutting shears or like your mom's a hairdresser, whatever, if you have cutting shears anywhere near you, don't use them on false hair, especially synthetic, because it's not gonna do what you want it to do. It's just gonna destroy your scissors for the most part. So here's where I like to bring in my Got to Be Glued, and this is kind of like the cleanup after the wreck. So if there's any like pieces that I see sticking out like up top or even like in here like in my roots, I like to slap this on and it's just a lifesaver. But I really don't need it too many places besides like my actual braid. And basically like smooth down those hairs. They'll slowly start to like latch on to one another. Now we're moving on to the next one. Oh, another thing that I really did want to say for the ends of your braids, now I know this kind of looks like weird like this, but I don't have any eyelash glue right now because I just ran out. Well, I've used eyelash glue before, but I don't want to recommend eyelash glue. Like with something like this, what you could do is just like roll it up and then like smother it in nail glue pretty much. That way that your end will stay and you don't have to have a hair tie on. Yeah. Oh, and my rubber band is just from the dollar store. Yeah, I just have like a whole little bag. There's tons of them, but I just spilled them all out to look for a black one. So yeah, just the dollar store. The dollar store is my best friend. So that mousse kind of dried over here, but I still didn't put like nearly as much as I did on this side. Ow, I get this braid really tight. I guess I get it now. Whenever I do braids on people, they're like, ow. Another thing I probably should have told you guys first, which I don't even know why I didn't think of this, is sizing up both sides at the same time. But now that I think of it, that's a great idea so that you don't get like one braid that's different. You don't want like two lopsided braids. So hopefully my braids turn out the same. But if they don't, then just learn from my mistakes. Gonna keep finishing off that braid. If you haven't seen my sleek hairstyle video, I can go ahead and link it in the description below, and I will link it above here somewhere. Yeah, I showed like a couple different styles on how to swoop your baby hairs and like different ways that I personally do it. I'm just sore on them today. I don't even know how they're gonna turn out or whatever, but I just think it's super cute. But if you haven't checked out that video, definitely go check it out. I made a beauty page on Instagram for my beauty journey, but if you're interested in hair or whatever, go ahead and follow my page at Strykar. You can find like different color hairs that I do on there and like makeup and different stuff. So yeah, just wanted to quickly shout myself out. Definitely go give that page a follow if you feel like it. But I really hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, you know what to do. Please subscribe, hit the like button on this video, go ahead through my whole channel, hit the like button on every video if you feel like it. I plan on having like another prom video come out soon here because Sisters the Label actually reached out to me and sent me a prom dress. So I'm just waiting for a gorgeous day to record an amazing video. So stay tuned for that, and I will catch you guys next time I post.